Hello, buddy. Welcome. Yay, got honor level 4. What do we get? Do we get anything for that? Oh, let's see what we get here. Well, we did get a Lulu emoji. I need to like get more stuff on the emoji wheel. I guess that's kind of cool. If that's sort of a rare one, I don't know if it is or not. I just use my money bags one right now, but that would be kind of fun. We'll throw that one in there. All right, let's get to it. So Queen X just got in game. We might play with him in a little bit. We'll see. I had kind of a rough night last night, but I think we were both just kind of off our game a little bit. We obviously had a couple of really good nights before that, so that's okay. Now, it says it's going to be a shorter stream, probably about 3 hours or so, because I do have to grade a lot of essays tonight. This is my last round of really big essay grades, so I need to make sure that I get that done. Sammy's doing his thing. Let me pop out the chat here. I am a little worried about evals this time. We'll see. I did talk to the director just because there's like this one student in my class, and I'm pretty sure that she is gonna do something drastic. I've had some drama with her earlier on. She's been writing like some really like malicious, like false allegations on Rate My Professor about me. So like one thing was like that I'm like basically sexually harassing all the female students in there, and that all prospective female students should watch out for me or whatever. I'm like, I don't even understand how that could possibly be misconstrued as accurate. Like I put up such a vibe of not interested in anything like even remotely suggestive to students. So I don't know. Rate My Professor did take that down, but they've said some other like really slanderous stuff on there, and I think it's this one student because she was so mad about her grade, which was like a B+ on an essay, and I'm like, I can help you, like we can do a revision. I gave her all these different ways how she can basically get extra credit. I'm like, you can do revisions, you can do some more of your daily writings. It's the first essay. You can do really well in the next few essays. You know, I can read over drafts with you, or we can meet in the library, and I can, you know, walk you through how you can improve your essay and all this stuff. And I don't know, maybe it's not her. It's totally possible that I'm like, some of those reviews are docs from like haters on the channel. But we haven't had that many haters lately. I think the squad of haters that we used to have has kind of like rolled out over the last year or so. So I don't know, like we used to get a, you know. Hey, what's up, Calvin? Yeah, you can always find the replay on the channel. You just go to most recent. I need to put it back in a playlist again. I was doing that for a while there, but I've stopped doing that. But I need to go back and start posting those up. Maybe I'll start doing that tomorrow. But yeah, just go to uploads, and you can see all of my most recent uploads, and it'll include the stream. And I always have it categorized by date, so you can see whichever days you missed. And I used to, like I said, I used to have them in a nice playlist here for you. So I need to go back and do that, but I haven't done that lately. But you can always find them under uploads. You just go to the upload section. It should be there. You just scroll over a little bit. You might have to just click on it. You don't see it on the first page. You just go down. It should be 422. Did I mislabel it? Huh. Hold on a second. Yeah, I don't see it either, actually.
Doubt is the greatest.
Yeah, that is weird. You're right. I can see it under, like, my videos. Is YouTube goofing up with that? Yo, what's up, Prophet? Yeah, I see it right here. But yeah, it wasn't under uploads. Huh. I don't know. I'm sorry about that. I'll see if I can, let me see if I can link it for you here. You can watch it later, and I'll have to figure it out probably tomorrow why it's not up there. Maybe that's why the views are a bit lower. Like, obviously people were watching the replay, but maybe it's not showing up for some people. Okay, so I just linked it in the description. Jeez, our team is so freaking awful. We'll see what the last pick is, but it's likely going to be a dodge.
Pleased to meet you.
These characters are just... I mean, like, they can't... Like, you could have one of these on a team, but you can't have an entire team of these. Like, D-list characters. I mean, Xerath, if the person's really good on Xerath, Xerath can work. Teemo sometimes can work top lane. Like, he's good early. Amumu, it's like maybe with the right kind of team comp. This guy does win a lot as Teemo. This guy does win as Xerath a decent chunk. God, Rammus is a real pain in the butt too. He's pretty difficult for most enchanters to deal with. No, Ashe is definitely a dodge. We have terrible matchups in every lane and in the jungle. It's like we don't have a single even C-list champion on our team except for Lulu. I mean, other than, like, Xerath is kind of a wild card, but... Alright, so we'll just chill for a few minutes here. I can look at the PBE and talk about that for a moment. But anyways, yeah, so I just... About the student, I was like, I don't know. Hopefully I get really good evals from other students to even it out. But if you just get completely crushed by one or two students on the evals, it hurts so much because it's basically like getting a 0, like failing a class, and that just obliterates your GPA. Because even if you have like 20 students, it's on like, usually it's like a 0 to 4 scale. Even if you have like 20 students and all of them give you a perfect score and it's just that one student gives you like a 0 on everything, you're still only going to get a 95% on that. So that's like if the other, you know, amount give you a perfect 19 out of 20. If 2 students do that, then it would take it down to 90%. It should be a 3.6. So I don't know. Maybe it's not as bad as I think, as long as I can get really, like... But then you have to get perfects from everybody in order to make up for that. And that's just... That's hard. You're going to get 3s from some people. You're going to... Because the way it's worded, it's like 4. To give like a 4 is like absolutely one of the best classes you've ever had. Most of these people aren't English majors. So like, I'll get some. But there'll probably be a decent chunk of like 3s. But... Anyways, let's look. I guess there's nothing I can really do about it. I've tried to tell her I'll help her out. I've tried to reason with her. It may not even be her. It might be a troll. I teach basically like your English 101, 102 classes. It's critical thinking and writing. Basically, like research, like learning how to research, learning how to write more complex essays. heavy emphasis on my program at persuasive writing. So, you know, like learning how to be aware of an audience, use appropriate rhetorical appeals, you know, emotion, or like connect with their logical sort of paradigm that they use. Aatrox. We went through some of these yesterday. Let me just pull up. Is the whole thing here? Yeah. But yeah, that's what I teach. Is mostly like persuasive writing, analytical thinking. I think Aatrox is going to be really powerful in this. It looks like they're buffing his healing a lot. They're buffing his damage a lot. He just, like, he can't frontline as much. He can't just go YOLO and, like, 1v5 start fights. But if he stays up in the fight, it looks like it's pretty good. But that's, like, so many different changes. If I could tell high school teachers what they should focus on with their students to prepare them for college, what would you tell them? It's really difficult. I've never taught high school, but because you have to, like, from what I understand, a lot of your performance review is based on how well students do on standardized tests, and standardized tests do not prepare them very well for college or their professional careers. It's like a little bit, but so I know that high school teachers, they have to teach the standardized tests. That's part of their curriculum. They can't help it. Even though I think they're pretty bad. So I don't know how much time goes towards teaching the standardized test, but I would say the biggest thing for me, if high school teachers had time for it, would be to allow them to, like, struggle with innovation. So, like, figure out what's their contribution to the conversation. I think a big shift from high school towards college, from what I've noticed, is... and my students and what I have to sort of teach them is they're not just someone who's memorizing what other people have said and can demonstrate that they understand that. Like, that's not enough. Like, it's not enough to show that you read the poem, that you know what the critical consensus is of that poem. Like, you have to be able to enter into the conversation. Like, you have to be able to say, okay, I not only understand what's been said about this poem, but I understand how I can contribute something innovative and meaningful to that conversation. That's hard to do in high school, too, because you can't do, or it's harder to do, I imagine. Once again, I've never taught high school, but I imagine it's harder to do, like, thorough research papers because you just don't have the resources for it. You know, most libraries are going to be very limited unless it's, like, a really nice private school. And you're not going to have access even to a lot of the online stuff like JSTOR, because that's very expensive to subscribe to that. So the resource is going to be kind of limited. But I think a way that you could do this is just meta awareness, I think, is really important. So just getting them to think, why did you make that decision? Why are you making that move? Right? So why are you choosing to talk about this in that way? Why are you taking this position? How would it be persuasive for this audience? That's the thing. It's just an awareness of your writing, that there are different options and that you're speaking to a specific audience. So some classes I've heard, some high schools do teach rhetoric. I think rhetoric is a huge one that's very, very helpful if you can, like, squeeze some rhetoric in there. But once again, I don't know the curriculum. I don't know the timing. I imagine it's really tight. So I'm not sure if high school teachers would, if that's fair for high school teachers to do that kind of stuff. Maybe in, like, an AP class or something. But I do think, like, the biggest thing is just get them to think critically about their choices. To, like, if you can allow them to write their sort of stance on stuff, but take it further than just, like, this is my opinion. Like, have them justify stuff with evidence, and show an awareness of, like, the conversation or the audience. Like, if any of those things can happen, that's really good. Okay, teach American government to 10th graders. So I haven't taught government or a history class before, but if you, like, the same principles could potentially apply there. So if you just get the, like, just getting people to think about, okay, historically, why do we learn this history in this way? Why are we focused on these events? Why am I teaching you these events? Are there other possible events that could have been important historically? Why do these get favored over others? How does that play into sort of the politics itself, or how does that play into the culture itself? You know, a very simple aspect of this is history always writes about the winners, right? Or winners always get to write the history, however that, you know, sort of axiom goes. So once again, I don't know, like, your status on, you know, how much time you have to teach, stuff like that. But just get them to think critically. It's like, okay, why is this political party doing this at this moment? So why are they running this type of campaign? Or why did this president win this campaign? Not just that he did win, not just this was his opponent, and here's stuff that was going on in culture at the time, but, like, how did this stuff going on at the culture influence the kind of campaign that this president ran, and why it was successful in this historical moment? Or, like, why was this cultural thing going on historically at the end of the 19th century, right? Why did the United States decide to adopt these policies? So, like, the Chinese Exclusion Act or something like that, for example. And thinking about, like, the Chinese immigrants building the railroad and stuff like that. Like, why did they come over here, right? Like, what was going on in China at the time? What was sort of, like, what sort of opportunities did they perceive? And, like, what sort of threats did, you know, the people in the Western United States feel about China at this time? Why was there such, like, enmity towards these immigrants? So that's just an example. And once again, I don't know how much time you have to do that kind of stuff. But I think just getting them to, like, question linear narratives. No, it doesn't have to be any sort of political slant. I'm not saying that, you know, there's any sort of corruption in history. I'm saying that the process of history making itself is very complex, and just showing them that, like, there's an awareness of that. Well, I could bring it back up. I just haven't brought it back up. I think I stopped doing it when I was on a loss streak. I don't remember where we're at right now. We're probably somewhere close to that. But there you go. I just overlooked it. So yeah, I'd have to look at the curriculum. But I think the biggest thing is just, like, awareness of their decision. Why are they choosing to write about this in a certain way, and why do they think that's effective? Like, just that meta-level awareness of their own decisions as writers, as thinkers. Why are they choosing to believe this narrative, or why are they choosing to put certain weight on this evidence? Just letting them know they have that power. Like, that you kind of have to play the game. You know, you have to understand this. It's going to be on the quiz. You have to understand this. It's going to be on the standardized test. But at the same time, just baby steps towards, well, maybe there are other options too. What do you think about that? So, once again, I don't know. I'm not an administrator. I've never taught in high school. So, you know, and I understand it's very difficult to do that with, like, limited library resources, limited time, limited funding, all that stuff. But that is one thing, just with kind of my ignorant perspective here, that I think would be very helpful if high school students could at least kind of get exposed to that idea, that there are different ways of thinking about stuff, and that they should start trying to consider how they want to fit in. Are they're switching? Oh no. Okay. Wait, is he autofilled? Yeah, so I don't know if that's possible or not, but I think meta-level awareness and sort of at least elementary rhetorical awareness is good in any field. Okay, thank God, someone else left. Because those are like the foundations for like effective communication. Like understanding your audience and then understanding yourself and how you're positioning yourself relative to that audience in terms of whatever the topic or the conversation is. Nasty leaked the new champion? No, I didn't know that. How did he get access to that? What is my current rank? Let me see. We got demoted last night. We had a really rough night. Okay, so 72. I mean, I love Nasty, but honestly, like, there should be some significant penalties from Riot if they're giving people that information and those people leak that stuff early. Like, that's really bad. Because that's giving an unfair edge to those content creators who leak it over other people that don't have, like me, that don't have access to that, or other content creators as well. I know that that happened with Professor Akali as well. From what I understand, his was kind of an accident. He tried to add it to a playlist, and he didn't know that it would be released that early or something like that. Oh, it's a kitten standing on top of a book. Unless they give them permission to leak that stuff. I don't see it. Did he talk about it on a stream or something? He's not big enough to get invited to like Riot HQ, is he? Unless he heard it from someone else. I thought you had to be like well north of 100,000 subs to get invited to that kind of stuff. I don't understand. I don't think they would invite somebody who's like under 50, at least. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about the situation to really judge it. If Riot released it first and then he talked about it, or I don't know. Yumi? Okay, Gee's banned. Sounds banned Vayne, I don't know. Oh, okay. Or it's like the fastest one of all time. I don't think duoing makes it harder to win. It depends on who you duo with. If you duo with someone who is like substantially a different rank than you, then it might be harder. Pick me that karma, man. It's a highly contested pick. Like, bruh. I guess we'll just Lulu. Like, I'm trying to look. I need to look for situations for something other than Lulu, but maybe he's in circles with people that have access to that information. Maybe he's like on some Discords. I mean, he is a, I think he's a high diamond right now player, so he might be in some Discords with some of those big name people that he got the information from them. Yeah, I mean, I'm of the same person. Damn it, I tried to ban Vayne too and it fucking timed me out. God, that's really annoying. How did he visit Riot HQ? I mean, my thing is like not only just like the spoilers, but like I said, basically the thing is like you get the scoop on other content creators. I don't know. He is part of the, like, he got into the partner program or whatever. League partner program. So maybe he got to go check it out because he's part of the league partner program. Damn, their team's really good. That team's pretty good too, though. I guess we'll play it. Maybe he got to go because he's part of the partner program. I've still tried to, like, sign up for that. Yeah, it's going to be a new support. I mean, how was it leaked? Sorry, let me take off the black screen. Was it like an honest mistake or did he like actually... Sort of. I mean, he's Diamond, though. He's like Diamond 2 or Diamond 1. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to hate on him. Like, he's cool. He's a content creator. I'm just, like, surprised. Like, I mean, it's got to be because he's a league partner. When was Pike? Pike was about a year ago. Who's been released since Pike?
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I can't remember.
Never look a tulip in the eye.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Pike is pretty recent. I gotta agree with you there. I mean, whatever. It's fine. I mean, I'm not trying to be, like, jealous or anything like that. I just... It just is. I mean, it's whatever.
Minions have spawned.
Okay. Well, maybe some smaller people. Hey, maybe I should go ask. Hey, I can't complain if I don't ask, right? Maybe I should ask about this stuff. I'm definitely not going to fly out there, though, so that's a thing. I don't live in California. But maybe I should try to get in contact with them and be like, hey, I've got this channel. I do analysis. Hook me up. Maybe they would. I didn't jump on the league. I'm almost certain I could have gotten the league partnership if I was, like, on it. I didn't realize it came with so many perks. Because the way they're marketing it, they're like, okay, you get a little skin every now and then, blah, blah, blah. But it sounds like you get, you know, access to these, like, exclusive, you know, Twitch rivals things. And now, apparently, you get to go, like, Riot headquarters and all this stuff. So, I should have just signed up for it back then. And they've never opened it up again, like, in the last 4 months. It's like that very small window. And if you didn't get it on that window, then you just didn't get it. She does have Doran's shield, which is really annoying. Okay, Lee's top, so we can keep pushing. I'm not really sure what their criteria is. I don't think there's a perfect rotation. I mean, part of it you got to factor in reworks too, I think. Like, there's been a lot of bruisers that haven't been released, I don't think as new champs, but they've been reworked. So, like, Urgot and Aatrox have been, like, significant reworks, and Irelia that have made them much, much more competitive. So, that might play into part of it. Is that they're not, like, releasing a bruiser because there are already so many really strong bruisers that they have reworked.
You'll see more with your eyes.
Lee's probably down here. That's one thing I definitely have to clean up lately is, like, being more aware. Like, he was just top side a second ago, and he got run out of there by Udyr, so he's likely going to be bot side. I don't want to get flash played by Thresh. So we got to respect it that he's likely on this side of the map. Really don't like having just to farm off with Bane, but this Thresh is acting like somebody's there, too. So I mean, maybe he's just a really good actor, but... Scuttle's gonna be down here soon. So he's probably going to be down here to fight for the Scuttle for sure, if he wasn't already. We need to push. Like, push. I should have backed up. I knew he's down here, but the old flash flay got me. For real? He got the Scuttle too? Oh my god. Hey, what's up, Raphael? Not going great this game so far. We had a pretty good week last week. The last day was really rough, but... Oh yeah, but with crit chance, you're buying the same items that you've been buying for like 6 years, Duck. I don't think they're going to rework the Enchanter items. I mean, they might add a new one or like buff some of them, but I don't think they're going to, like... I mean, I guess it depends on what we mean by rework, but... Damn, really, I should have just stayed way the hell back. I was trying to push for Scuttle, but Triss, like, stopped pushing. I don't like maxing E anymore in the laning phase. It just costs too much mana if you're rushing Ardent first. And you have a lot less wave clear. It does give you a bigger shield, a slightly bigger shield, but you always want to max W, like, once you get past level 5. But your first few points... For laning, I like to do, I like to do the E for the wave clear. Does extra damage. It costs less mana, too. That's the big thing. It only goes up by 5 per point. Got him pushed in, so he should be able to do this. Hey, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Well, I think they're going to kill them all, right? No, Triss didn't come. Oh, I guess it was 2 for 2, I think. 2 for 3. Triss went back down bottom instead of rotating up. God, that lead kick, though. I should have backed up so I didn't get kicked. I don't think they need to buff Enchanter items, though. I mean, I think Enchanters are already really strong.
Eyes closed. I recommend skipping.
Oh, Triss did solo kill Vayne. When did that happen? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and sell these biscuits so I get my boots. Alright. I really need those boots. I thought everything was pretty good in that last sequence except me getting kicked by the Lee. I really wanted to get close enough to ignite him, but...
Never look a tulip in the eye.
Fiora can 1v9. Maybe. If you're really good on her. Oh, damn it. I should have taken coin, too. I forgot. I've been taking coin lately, and that feels a lot better. These types of lanes, like, it's just so hard to get your mana on Lulu because you don't have a heal. I couldn't get the W off. Maybe I could have shielded myself. I don't know. Oh, that was a nice buffer. I think I was trying too hard to get my W off, and I should have just E'd myself, and maybe I would have lived long enough. Okay. Fiora's really strong. I think Fiora's underestimated if you're good on her. But she's mostly a duelist. Still don't have wards yet. God. Yeah, I definitely, I don't know. I've kind of, I feel like coin actually is going to be better in a lot of situations. I don't know if she's a lane bully. I think of her as like a premier split pushing duelist. Trista's very good if you get out of lane with her, though. She gets really nice range later on. She takes towers really quickly. She's got a lot of good perks about her.
Shut down.
Yeah, we need to get out of that. We should go get Rift soon. He's probably going to clear this pink, which is why I put a normal ward in there. Who got those kills? Vayne didn't get them. I guess that's good.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I don't know. I'm liking Ancient Coin a lot on Lulu in general, just because, I don't know, trades are tough. I guess against a melee support that does not have a lot of power. Another thing is, like, if your AD carry ever dies and you have to get farm, it slows you down so much. At least with Ancient Coin, you can get the farm, and it doesn't, like, slow your gold generation. You can't get coins and farm, but you can at least farm. Go that way. There could be someone waiting on me. Really need mobility boots. I think they got it already. We got wards everywhere over there. I don't remember if this was control warded or normal warded. Okay, it's control warded. That was bottom. Alright, we traded. It's fine. Real. Why was he still there? What the He's just sitting in a random ass bush? I mean, I guess Dragon is gonna spawn soon. They didn't even see me on any wards. I guess he was just rotating for Dragon, and I just happened to be in his way. Alright, well, I thought he backed. It's my bad. Oh my god. Jesus. I mean, if we killed the Ahri, like, we could have made a pretty serious play towards Baron here, but yeah, I think it was way too greedy. The Triss jumping when you don't know the status of Ahri's charm is pretty brutal. Oh shit. The freaking hitbox. Keep speeding her up so that she can, like, get in there and poke better. No. Triss back. If Triss didn't back, we had it. Yeah, I don't know about going bot with the... I don't know. If we didn't get caught, like, we lost position.
You'll see more of the eyes.
We, like... It is really hard to team fight with Fiora and Udyr. We probably should have just 1-3-1'd. I have no wave clear except for Karma. Well, that's what happens when we have things like Karma mid. You just can't do anything. I mean, she has a nice KDA, but we just don't have enough, like, power. Yes, Font of Life does trigger Ardent. I mean, Fiora, like, we needed a split push with Udyr and Fiora. Like, I should have called that earlier, where we just 1-3-1'd. Just had Udyr split push top, Fiora split pushes bottom. I don't think Karma mid's that great. I mean, she was 9-4 and didn't do anything in that last fight. You give a Cassiopeia or a Ryze or a Zoe or something like that 9-4, you better believe they're going to be doing some big stuff. Or a LeBlanc. I mean, it's not like all Karma's fault, but, like, you know, picks like that, you have, like, zero margin for error because they just have such a better team comp than we do. We basically have a 1-3-1 split comp, but, like, that's so hard to execute, especially when one of the splitters is your jungler. Like, Ahri is an example of a champ who's super strong right now also. Who else? Mid's kind of a weird place right now. I don't know. She's just too much utility for my taste. Vlad, I think, is someone who's super strong. Cassidon's very strong later in the game. Zoe's very strong. A lot of, like, the scariest mid laners actually don't have that high of a win rate right now. Nah, I don't think I could dodge it. I mean, everybody had high win rates on their champs, and we had chances to win. We just, like, did not have a very large margin for error. It would have been a 10-point dodge. I mean, maybe a 3-point dodge. Yeah, Urgot's ridiculous. Like, the Urgot was a serious problem. They just didn't have enough beef to take him down.
The greatest enemy.
In team fights. I mean, like, Fiora and Udyr are both, like, duelists. Like, they aren't very good in team fights. They just have to run at people. So, I don't know. I should have directed the Fiora to split bottom, and because I think Fiora could have 1v1 the Urgot. The problem is, in, like, team fights, Urgot does so much AoE damage off of his shotgun legs and his black cleaver and all this stuff. It's basically, I mean, Urgot just, like, hard carried him. The Urgot and the Ahri pretty much hard carried him. I'm never a big fan in mid lane, in solo queue, of running things like Zillion or Morgana or Karma. I just feel like you need more power, especially if you already have an Enchanter support, which Enchanter supports are the best supports right now. Maybe if I was playing like Zyra or something. I don't know. I don't like utility middle in solo queue. I mean, I understand in pro play sometimes why they do it, because they have, you know, 2 or 3 carries in other roles. So, like, if you have a, you know, commonly if you see Zillion middle, you'll see, like, in a pro game, you'll see, like, a Kindred jungle or something like that that, like, hard carries jungle. I think I'll just go Lulu again. I don't know. I need some wins. I was winning a lot on Lulu earlier.
Pleased to meet you.
New support was leaked. Yeah, I heard that. Some people on the channel have said they don't want it, like, they don't want to know about the leaks. I'm not really going to talk about it. I'm not sure why it times you out for that, by the way. Sorry about that. Hecarim. That's annoying. I definitely need to go coin. Yeah, this comp's a lot more like it. I mean, they have a pretty good looking comp too, though. Zillion plus Hecarim's pretty good. We have some nice sustained damage, though. As long as you have a lot of sustained damage, then you can go through Zillion. He pretty much just stops, like, he's very good against assassins that have, like, 1 rotation with a lot of damage. I'm going to decline this. Nah, I'm not going to do that, Lups. We'll probably restructure Viewers Night a little bit. look over here and see what it, let me see. I don't even know. I'll ban a collie. I wouldn't. I'm looking at his
Good to know.
his Twitter over here. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the people on the Twitter, right? Like, Professor Akali leaked it, nothing happened to him. NDAs don't mean anything, I guess. But he seems like he feels really bad about it. I don't know how this happened, but
Pleased to meet you.
you mean how Trinomir works with Talon? What the? Do I have to dodge again? This guy's terrible on Gragas. What? They have a pretty bad comp too, though. This guy's like so toxic. I guess we're in it. Yeah, how did he get access to those images, though, is what I want to know. For his thumbnail. Because he has, like, a picture of it and the images from his thumbnail. Was he able to save the images at headquarters or something? Yeah, you can't tell anything. It's basically just thumbnail images with, it's like a cute-looking cat with thumbnail images of what the abilities are going to be. So I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. I probably should have dodged, but whatever. Because, I don't know. I've already dodged twice. The last one was winnable. That's right.
Welcome to Summoner's
Nice, Shy.
Rift.
Yeah, I know. I need to dodge more. I just didn't want to wait 30 minutes, honestly, because it's going to be a short stream anyways, because I've got to grade a lot of papers tonight, so it's probably only going to be like a 3-hour stream.
Never look a tulip in the eye.
Like, the biggest issue, I think the comp itself can work, but, like, the biggest problem in my mind is the 27% win rate Gragas, who has, like, 40 games.
Yep, that tasted purple.
Minions have spawned.
And he's already trying to make excuses for why he's going to get out jungled.
I recommend skipping.
He's already justifying why he's going to lose before the game's even, like, started, really. It's like, dude, yeah, you can. Gragas can be pretty good early. All you do is counter gank. Just read him, figure out where he's going to go, and you show up, too. Gragas can be pretty strong early. I mean, their bot lane is extremely weak. It's like one of the weakest lanes you can draw up, in theory. I mean, if the Hecarim camps him, we'll see. But, like, if we just get to sit here and 2v2 him. That might literally be the weakest lane possible. I don't know if Hecarim's coming or not. Oh, he's topside, okay. Yeah, I mean, I love Nasty. It's tough from Riot's side, though, but, like, if they let this go, this would be, like, the second big, like, leak in a year or so that has not gone unpunished. And Professor Akali grew a lot off of that. It's a lot of free publicity. I mean, how many people are talking about him right now? Nasty, he's all over the internet. All kinds of people that may have never heard of him. And they might go to his channel to try to learn more about that champ. So it gives him a ton of free publicity that other content creators don't have access to because of their non-disclosure agreements. The ones that were even allowed to go there. So I'm sure everybody would have loved to be the, you know, would love to be the person that breaks that news. Because you get a ton of publicity for it if you break the news. That's why they have non-disclosures, to try to make it fair so that it gets announced all at once. So that nobody gets the scoop. So I don't know. I feel bad. I mean, he says, that's what Professor Akali said too, that he felt really bad about it and all this stuff. And that's, you know, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But they certainly have a lot to gain by leaking that information. So you kind of expect them, they have to say they feel really bad and sorry for stuff like that. Because they don't want to get shut out. Like, they still want to get invited to this stuff. They don't want to be shunned. Like, I'll guarantee you there will be very, very few people that are just like, oh my god, he leaked that, and they, like, unsub from him. There might be some, but there will be way, way more people that are like, oh, I've never heard of this guy before. You know, he's got the scoop, he's got the information on this, I'm gonna go check out his channel. Or even just the fact, I've never heard of him, let me just go see what it was. Let me go look at his channel. It just gets your name out there. It's a ton of free publicity. So, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it was intentional or not. Like I said, he's a cool guy. I've done some collaborations with him, but I'm just saying, like, from a Riot perspective, like, at some point, there has to be some kind of consequences. Like, I don't think he needs to go to jail or anything like that, or get like banned from playing League of Legends. I just think, you know, maybe you're like, hey, you're suspended from getting early access to content for a while or something like that. But I don't know. It's like, you might as well not even have an NDA. Like, what's the point in signing it if you're not going to enforce it? Because more of that stuff is just going to keep happening if they don't ever enforce it. From Professor Akali and now from Nasty and things like that, so... No, he wasn't banned. If I had to bet, I would bet that nothing's going to happen to him. Just like nothing happened to Professor Akali. I highly doubt it. Like I said, I don't want to wish ill on him. I'm just talking about, like, professionally from Riot's perspective. I don't, you know... I would at least do some kind of gesture, some kind of public admonishment, something. Even if it's just saying, like, that's not cool publicly, or something like that, you know? Like, I just feel like they have to do something. Or there's just no point in having an NDA. Is Ardent or Athene's better on Zillion? Ardent. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't like a huge leak, but it's like, people should have learned from Professor Akali, do not create content. Like, don't create content early until the deadline is lifted. Even if it's like, oh, I didn't mean to release it, you know? It's like, well, you should not have had it prepared. I mean, I know, like, he wants to prepare it early so that he has the scoop, right? So he can release it, like, the very millisecond that they lift that NDA so he can release it. But... And I'm trying not to, like I said, I'm trying not to be, like, a hater. So, like, why does he have access to this when he's only got 30,000 subs? Like, kind of close to me. But it's got to be because he's a league partner, and I could have signed up for that, and I didn't. So that's my fault. I've been trying to sign up for it more. But they just haven't opened it up again. So I should have taken advantage of that opportunity. So, and like I said, I like him. I consider him a loose friend. I haven't hung out with him that much. I don't know him personally, but he seems very cordial. He seems a very nice guy. We have done some collaborations before, so, you know, I don't wish ill on him. I'm just saying, like I said, from just a professional standpoint at Riot, like, there needs to be some recognition that, like, that can't happen. So I don't want him to be, like, his channel to be permanently banned, or him to lose, like, his league partner status or something necessarily over that. But I just think that, especially because this is the second time in a year, that there have to be consequences. There has to be some payoff, because he's getting huge publicity for that. And everyone else could have leaked it too. There were probably, I don't know, 50 people at Riot headquarters probably looking at the new champ. They could have released it. Like, they could have gotten a boost in popularity, but they chose to follow the rules and didn't. Yeah, but it doesn't matter how long Riot's doing it. I'm just talking about fairness to other, like, people that are following the rules. Like, that's the issue. I mean, if he was, like, the only person that had access to it and they told him to chill about it or something like that, you know, maybe they wanted his feedback on the champ. Like, what do you think about it balance-wise and things like that? Maybe that wouldn't be the same thing, but because there are so many people that also had access to it that chose to follow the rules. Yeah, but there are lots of people like PewDiePie that don't do these leaks, that have been doing this for years. They get feedback and get invited to these things. 3-hour patch notes if I did Profit Freak. Yeah. Wouldn't be that long. I mean, I got to get back to Diamond first. I just got to start playing consistently. Once I get back to Diamond, I can maybe try to talk to Freak. I need to work on like my video editing and stuff too, and just come up with some more polished videos. I mean, that's true, Duck, but it's all over mainstream news sites. Like, I just looked it up on the side here. I didn't look it up on the main stream, but I mean, Professor Akali is up there. There's a lot of big name content creators are discussing the leak, and they're dropping his name. So he's probably getting impressions on like millions of people. Not everybody's going to go over there immediately. Nah, I've decided to go coin more often. There's just been so many instances where I just don't get my wards fast. It's just really hard to leverage the extra power that you have. Especially because I don't go Athenes early. Then I don't get as much of a benefit out of it. Did he flash? I didn't see if he flashed or not. I don't know though, Duck. I don't know, man. I think he's getting a lot of impressions. I mean, I don't think he's immediately going to go to like 200,000, you know, subs off of that, but... Well, that's true too. I mean, yeah, when PewDiePie flamed him, that's a lot of publicity too. I mean, as they say in advertising, any publicity is good publicity. I don't know if I always agree with that, but... Getting noticed is the first step to any sort of success. I polymorphed the Hecarim, so that nullified a lot of his damage. We did get out though. So like I said, I don't want any ill will or malice, you know. I don't think he should be like hugely punished. Like I said, I don't want to see him like disbarred or something off of that, because he is a young guy. I'm sure it may have been an honest mistake. I'm just saying that like at some point you have to at least give him a slap on the wrist. Like even my really high performing students in class, you know, if they are like, if they don't do a part of their assignment, or even students I really like on a personal level, you know, if they don't do part of the assignment, they turn stuff in late, I'm like, hey, you know, really it's not even students that I like. It's like pretty much any student. I feel bad, you know, giving them the full penalty if they're working hard and they just really had a lot going on. But I'll tell them, you know, I got to deduct at least a few points. I'm not going to give you the full penalty, but I got to do something, because it wouldn't be fair to the other students who, you know, got their stuff in on time. And I would expect the same of me. Light penalty if you're getting an edge over other people in some way. I don't believe in like failing a student if they turn in their paper late, but you got to give them some kind of penalty, because it's like it's not fair to other students. I mean, if it's like an hour late, whatever, but you know, if it's like 3 days late or something, you know, you got to knock off a couple of points at least. I don't think Riot benefits from this at all. I think it looks like they don't know how to control their creators, and that like anyone can do anything they want with their NDAs over at Riot. Like, that's the message I would get. I would say, oh, if I'm a content creator, I'm accidentally going to leak a thumbnail next time. Get a few 100,000 extra views. I mean, I see what you're saying. Like, it does generate a lot of extra hype around the champ, because it's like illicit, you know, it's like the secret knowledge, the secret leak and stuff like that. So, you know, maybe that's all part of their grand marketing scheme. They wanted him to leak it or something. Like, I can kind of see what you're saying. It builds a lot of hype around it because it's like forbidden to an extent now, and people always like feeling like they have special access or secret access to stuff. So I get it from that perspective, but in terms of like controlling their people, I think it's kind of rough. Please just get this tower so we can rotate. Okay, fine. Okay, Hecarim's middle. Did he get him? Nah, he ran him out of the lane, I guess, but... Look, Tom Kench, how droll your attacks are. It's got such great vocab. I respect it. I don't know. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. I'm just thinking, like, from just, like, a corporate, you know, PR perspective. But obviously, I'm not, like, I'm not an expert in that. I mean, there is an angle to it, like Duck said, where it actually does help your notoriety. But you also lose some control over your people. You know, if you don't ever enforce a rule, then eventually no one's going to respect it. I don't know. I think a lot of people think like that. A lot of people that are like in upper level management of businesses. This is a huge question, like, you know, branding and image, especially how you're dealing with NDAs. Like I said, I don't think they should completely murder this guy for like an honest mistake. But at the same time, I don't know. And Tryndamere is doing stuff. Damn it, Trynd got stopped. Dude, you're gonna get kited. Oh, maybe not. Okay. I gotta get out of there.
Shut down.
I don't know if that's worth, man. You did get a kill, but
Shut down.
that's a lot of shutdowns. Oh, you definitely need reds. Control wards are like some of those powerful items in the whole game.
You'll see more with your eyes closed. No, Dewdrop.
Where's that? Bottom?
Dizzy.
Wait, who activated? Was that us or them that activated that? Oh, whoa, what? How did he kill him when he was in the... I thought he was in dude's mouth. Red potions. Cause the refillable is 150 gold. Red potion's only 50. I mean, that's the simple answer. It's a big investment. Why, dude? That's why you have a 30% win rate on him. Just let me combo. That's really annoying. When did they sneak that ward in there? Really? 900 damage before I can even press R. So stupid. Maybe I need to start banning him instead of E. I don't know. I guess we've always kind of got this Tryndamere option. The split push.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Hey, thanks for the sub. I should have cast that faster. Yeah, I screwed that up. Can we get this? Alright, that should give it to us. How many have we? It feels like we've killed 20 of them. Like, they're spawning in like 5 seconds or something. I guess I'm just not watching spawn timers. Yeah, I shouldn't have walked up there. I gotta press redemption faster too. Oh god. What's wrong with that champion? Oh. Get the inhibitor, dude. Oh my god, for real? Wait, this only, I thought that was 2,300. I guess it's only 2,200. All right. Well. Wow. We might have just gotten him back into the game there. We didn't even get the inhibitor off of that. LB did get out, yeah. I didn't have enough juice. Why are we going to the one lane that still has a tower? Just trying to be, I don't know. Alright. Well, the LeBlanc's really not doing anything. The Tryndamere or the Hecarim's the only reason, like, they're even remotely in this game. We're in this game because they have Tahm Kench Ezreal. I think we get them all right. We just win here. Really? She doesn't get away with that, does she? She's literally right here and like jumps on me to kill me. Flash double jump. Alright. Slows against Hecarim don't work very well. Because he's super fast. And his ult ignores all CC. Hey, what's up, Wish Tricky? He's very good at getting through that type of stuff. I mean, obviously it helps a little bit if he's not actively using his E, but like, he's very difficult to kite. All right, we got that one. Trinity did really well. Um, all right. See, right there, perfect example. Student emails me, hey, I've got a bunch of stuff going on, this and that. High-performing student. I'd say, sure, turn it in a couple of days. You know, no penalty. I'm really chill about that kind of stuff. But, you know, if he were to turn something in like a month late or whatever, then, you know, I would have to say, sorry, man, I got to dock you a couple of points for this reason or that reason, you know. So, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. In the end, does it really matter? The individual incident with Nasty leaking that, I don't think it matters, no. It's just icons and a thing. But it's a larger issue of not containing leaks from Riot's perspective, and they can decide how much that matters. Obviously, you know, Duck didn't think it mattered that much. Maybe it doesn't. I mean, it can, if you let leaks happen, it can build hype around your product. But, like I said, if there are certain rules, like NDAs and things like that, non-disclosure agreements, and you're not enforcing them, you're emboldening other people to break the rules as well. So it just, you know, it's their call. It's their brand. Obviously, I'm not an expert on branding and, you know, corporate management and things like that, but, or the legal ramifications of that. If that sets a legal precedent by not enforcing NDAs. Like, maybe someone down the line, if they let, like, 5 of these slide, and they do want to prosecute someone down the line, then maybe, you know, maybe someone could legally argue, well, you didn't prosecute the previous 5 people that came through, so this is discriminatory, or you don't have any grounds to prosecute your NDAs anymore. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer either, but if I was a lawyer, if I was a defense lawyer for someone who is getting prosecuted over an NDA in the future at Riot Games, and they've let like 8 or 10 of these slide, or I just keep increasing the number. I don't know what the number is, but they've let some number of them slide. That can set a precedent that you're not reasonably enforcing this, and so it's not reasonable for someone to expect you to enforce it. I don't know. I don't know how that works. But I'm just saying these are things to think about, even though it is inconsequential at a baseline level. You know, because it's just icons and stuff. It does set a precedent that can create problems from a branding perspective and potentially from a legal perspective down the line. So, hey, what's up?
Boss.
What up, bruh?
It kept like kicking me out of your Discord and rejoining me and just doing that for like 5 minutes. It's weird.
I don't know, man. I don't even know how to kick people. I mean, I'd have to look up how to kick people. So I haven't.
No. It was the server that the Discord is on. I think
okay.
I don't know if it's on East or Central or something, but
Okay.
recently East has been having some issues.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry about that. Hopefully it doesn't kick us out. If it does, we can maybe go to another one or something. Go to your Discord or something.
Yeah. I think you still have the privilege to join the channel. So
Nice.
yes, randomly. Oh, sorry. Go. I don't want to cut you off.
Oh, sorry. No, you go ahead. Let's talk about random stuff.
I was gonna say, like, for some reason, Discord takes off roles from people, but it seems like you have it. So
Okay, cool.
if anything, if this server goes down, up there.
Yeah, there's weird stuff with that sometimes. Yeah, kind of what Scott said also is, I don't know if Rita... It gets really complicated when you don't enforce NDAs, like, at least to some degree. So that's sort of what Scott was saying. If it's I don't think it's a publicly traded company in the United States, Riot Games, but it's a subsidiary of Tencent, which is a huge Chinese game thing. And so I don't know how that would affect legally with Chinese law and setting a precedent. It gets extremely complicated. So I just don't know. I'm sure they have a lot of people looking in on it. But like I said, my initial instinct from like a super ignorant perspective is that I would not completely, I don't want like I would not want to massively punish like Nasty or Professor Akali or these other people that have leaked information. But I think at some point you have to at least verbally admonish them for something like that, just so that you are keeping a precedent that your NDAs matter. Non-disclosure agreements for people that are joining us that don't know that stuff. Because if you can just go through and just like look at their secret stuff and they say don't say anything about this, then you just go out and say something about it and generate millions of views or whatever off of doing it. I mean, why won't everybody do that at some point? So like a rule isn't really a rule if you never enforce it. So
Wait, did they talk about the new champ?
yes. So Nasty apparently, who's another support content creator, I don't know if you know or not, but it was something where like he created a thumbnail for a video he was going to make about the champ, and then somehow he like published the thumbnail and it just has like the champ plus the icons, like the picture and stuff. So it's not like it's a huge thing. Professor Akali did something similar last fall, but yeah, people can see sort of stuff that they shouldn't have been able to see. So, like I was saying, it could be an honest mistake. He's a young guy, sometimes YouTube can be tricky with things like that. But it's just like, if you set up a pattern like that, like I said, a verbal admonishment's probably fine. Just Riot coming out on Twitter and saying, we understand it was complicated. We know that Trevor feels bad about this, but we will have to come down hard the next time this happens, or something like that. That would be fine. But they just kind of let it.
You did the podcast thing with?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a cool guy. He's a young guy. He's up and comer. He got into that league partner thing, and I think that's how he got access to the headquarters to check out the new champ. It's like, man, I should have signed up for that. I thought it was just like skins. Like you just get a skin you can give away once a month, and I was like really busy when they set that up. It was like near the end of last semester, and I was like, whatever, I'll do it later. And then they closed it off, and they haven't reopened it. And yeah, he's had access to this like Twitch Rivals thing where he gets to like play in this tournament. Now he gets access to these top secret things. I'm like, man, I should have been in on that. I wouldn't fly out to California for it. I can't afford those kind of tickets unless they fly me out there, which I doubt. I'll just do Lulu again. I don't know. I was winning with her a lot. I don't know what we're facing. Lulu's pretty good against what they have.
I've had
Pleased to meet you.
some unpleasurable games, but managed to win some with some solo queue supports.
There you go. Nice.
I was about to rip my hair out with the Vel'Koz last game. Imagine this: Jinx Vel'Koz versus Draven Blitz.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it sounds like I was sitting on my tower for 10 minutes.
Yeah, sounds about right. Wait, are they switching? They have
I think they're duoed.
Okay,
they have to be.
They gotta be switching. There's no way.
Talia Pantheon.
The Talia Pantheon bot lane. I haven't played against this.
I need to play. I think I play Caitlyn or Ezreal. I can't play anything like you. I could play Sivir as well.
Sivir probably be alright. I mean, I don't know what's good against that. But
Yeah, Sivir's like not bad.
what champ do I hate the most? Well, I don't like to talk about negative stuff like that as much as possible, just because there will be somebody that likes that champ. So I like to try to focus on things that are like good or strong right now rather than stuff that's weak or that I hate. You talking about that I hate playing against?
Master Yi.
Master Yi, yeah. I mean, the one that I ban is a pretty good guesstimation that, I mean, I guess that's not always true. I could ban stuff that I just think is powerful, but the champ that I hate to play against right now, yeah, it's probably Master Yi. Any one of these like 1v9 type of champs. I just saw Griffin play this in the LCK finals and get smashed.
They actually didn't do that bad in laning phase. It was just they overextended so much that the jungler came and like wiped the floor with them. But I still don't think it's good.
Yeah, I mean, it seems very all in on the early game. I mean, I feel like there are other combinations that do similar stuff, like Leona Draven. Like, you get caught by the CC, you're dead. I don't know what's super special about that setup, except that Pantheon can tower dive really early. You can block a lot of tower shots. So there's that.
What I'm assuming is going to happen is they're going to either spam spears and Talia's Q and just try and get us as low as possible for level 2 dives.
I guess it does have that. It has kind of the spammable, pokeable aspect, and then it also has all in.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I can't remember that specific instance dedicated, but yeah, it sounds like I would not be happy about that. I had to flash. He was in flash range. SKT still relevant. Apparently, they're the #1 team in Korea.
Just a pinch.
They just had a bad year last year. I mean,
Minions have spawned.
they had some legacy players. You know, they had some old people that'd been there for a long time that were underperforming, and they got rid of them and kept Faker and got a whole new cast that's really good. It just happens. You just got to refresh. I mean, nobody's good forever.
Except for Faker.
Except for Faker. He can last a long time. It's like Jordan lasted a pretty long time. You know, there's some really good players in certain sports that can last a long time, but eventually you gotta switch up that roster a little bit. Hey, what's up, Old Fashioned? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I mean, obviously their combo is going to be, you know, chain their stuns together and blow people up. So we're probably just going to be sitting at our tower. We are ready for that. We've been preparing for that for days.
I've just been doing it today as well.
Who will win MSI, IG, G2, TL, or SKT? I haven't really watched a lot of IG or SKT this semester. Or this split, I should say. I mean, I'd probably say IG. I don't know. They kept most of their roster, their world champions. I think they've done pretty well. But I haven't followed them, so I mean, I'm gonna say like SKT or IG. I don't know. SKT's been doing pretty well too. I think, you know, since I don't know a lot about it, I'm just gonna go with the champs.
Yeah. So
I
I know what I need to do against this now. Where it tries to do a jump on you, and I just have to pop the shield real fast.
Oh, his block, his turret block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he just W's onto you, or onto you, I just have to pop it before.
It looks like the
tower
Pantheon's
something.
getting the gold.
Yeah, there it is.
Which I would think is kind of weird. I would think he'd want to give it to Talia. But...
You'll see more with your eyes closed.
no, they both took Dark Harvest. I mean, we're just gonna get massacred in this lane until we get a gank. That's just all. Like, there's nothing we can do about it. I could maybe stand, like, I have to stand like 1,000 back or something, which I guess I need to do. I wasn't respecting the flash stun.
No, I don't have W yet. Frick.
An ally has been slain.
Shove this fast.
I mean, having something tanky would obviously be nice, but I didn't know what their bot lane was. Talia for food for Skaven, yeah. Thought she was gonna go for the all in there.
You won't try it unless Pantheon hits the W.
Never.
Jarvan, get the in here. What the? Why did he? Oh my god. I thought he was wrapping around to go river. He had her 100%.
I don't know what that flash was all about. There's a clown.
Yeah.
Whoa.
An ally has been slain.
You'll see more with your eyes closed.
We couldn't follow, dude. He flashed ahead of us. Like, he should have left as soon as Talia flashed. And then Kha'Zix showed up. Like, he should have gone in the first time when Talia stepped up and I got the chain stun on her. Or not the stun, but the slow. And she was at like 20% health before she was able to tick back up with her potion. That's when he should have gone. Was when he was actually positioning around Blast Plant. Like he was going to go, so I engaged. And then he runs around the other way. What? Oh my god.
Doesn't matter what I block, just dead. I thought you stunned, but apparently not.
I mean, it's just so frustrating that they just get away with this crap every single time, where they can play this like hyper aggressive, super unsafe lane and just like AFK push in a tower over and over again and get away with it. It's like every time I want to play this, you better believe that jungler is going to be camping.
Ooh.
Take it to the bank. We're going to get camped 24/7 if I were to play something like Zyra or Leona bot lane. What? Oh no. It's because I'm in here. With this haircut. That's not it.
Oh, gosh.
Night. Love you.
You'll see more with your eyes closed.
We already took our family picture. Nah.
That squirrel looks familiar.
An enemy has been slain.
The problem is they have really good scaling too off of the Kassadin and Jax. So it's not like we even are necessarily guaranteed late game if we survive this stuff. There we go.
His path is complete. Butt cheeks.
Nah.
Just doesn't get punished. Okay. Whoa. She has a ward on there. She lives.
Seriously? Red volley, 600 damage. 720 damage to turn around and pop me. Oh no, the Pantheon was only getting the early CS. Okay, and then she's gonna get the rest of the CS. She wanted to just trigger her Frostfang. Does each rock trigger Frost? Is that what it is?
Well,
About
each
this?
rock is a spell.
So she trigger all of her Frostfang procs off of one, like every time she Qs.
Pretty much, I think. Isn't there like a mini CD though? Like a 0.5 second CD?
It's just certain abilities don't trigger it.
Just 2 levels above me now. What is this? Yeah, they're gonna die for me, bot.
An enemy is godlike.
Better.
Ally has been slain.
Yeah, I just needed one auto attack on that Talia, but she like did 80% of my health in one combo
Plating will fall soon.
at the end there. And she is like super fed, but I mean, they do have double global also, so they can like rotate around the map, make plays if you're duoed with the person.
recommend skipping.
Enemy double kill.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Yep. Feel like I'm playing like a normal draft.
All right, David, if you're watching the channel, I'll look into that after this. You should have access to them. You might have to turn on comments.
You'll see more with your eyes closed.
Enemy killing spree. An ally has been slain.
Maybe I need to make you a collaborator or something. How you defend against that? Well, they don't get that fed in the first place. Is how you defend against it.
Kill. Shut down.
You camp the crap out of them, and you kill them early. Because neither one of them has any escapes.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your team has destroyed a turret.
How could they nerf this in the Terexona strategy? Probably you have to complete the tier 3 item, or you just never get your, anytime you ever hit a CS, you never get any generation towards your stuff. Hold on. I don't have enough for Mobies.
Yeah, I don't even know the play here. I just feel so helpless.
I don't know, top lane. Got smashed too. Like, pretty much every lane's losing. Yeah, I guess once she's 6, you can use it as an escape, or the Pantheon ult. I'm talking pre-6. You can knock her off of it though. Like, it's not that great. You can knock Pantheon out of his ult.
Destroyed a turret.
You'll see more with your eyes closed.
Rampage.
Like right now,
Kill. You have slain an enemy.
Jarvan didn't botch his gank bottom, and I actually just like came pre-4 when they were sitting at a tower and just like being free ganks the entire time rather than just at topside do absolutely nothing. This game would have worked out a lot differently. We wouldn't have been so far behind and they wouldn't have got to their combos off so easily. It is what it is though. We just haven't had good junglers at all.
Yeah, I mean, they're just playing stuff where it's like, if your jungler doesn't punish it, then you can't beat it in lane. It's like, we've been playing against a lot of those types of comps lately. Or their jungler just camps us. One of the two. Either, like, an extremely difficult 2v2 or a jungler camp.
Or both.
Or both. Well, we could play more lane dominant stuff. The issue is when we get camped, I don't know, like that type of stuff is just extremely risky right now. I'm dead too, probably. Yeah. This scan's over. Nah. I mean, I don't really care that much. Failed the promos. I don't think streaming it or not streaming it matters as far as promos go. I mean, I've been to Diamond, you know, several times streaming and playing. Like in the preseason, we got in there, and then we fell out, then we got back in there again. And then in season 6, I did it, and I've come very close several times. We've been platinum 1 like 3 or 4 times this season, so I just have to just play better. I mean, I could try something like Zyra, but once again, the issue is we're gonna get camped if I do that. It erases me.
There. Gotta go next.
Yeah, I don't want to do a no chat, Lev. A lot of people come to the channel because I chat. Like, there are people that are way better than me, you know, that do the no chat thing. So why would someone watch me if I'm not talking?
I recommend skipping.
Oh, got like a sweat or something.
Has been destroyed.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, some games I focus. I don't think it, like, a lot of these games have mattered, though. Why do we not having a scaling AP mage? I don't know, man. Ask the 0-10 Yasuo. Or whatever his final score was. I mean, why do they get to, like, get away with this garbage in our lane? Pushing up into tower, playing this junk comp. These are the great mysteries of the universe. We just don't know. I mean, we've seen Yasuo win a lot of games. He's just very risky. I mean, that's the thing, is a lot of this stuff is just like super risky right now, and people are failing on it, and people are getting rewarded for some of it. I mean, you're right to an extent, Lev, but I think a lot of people come here for the atmosphere. Like, sure, I could probably climb more if I didn't stream, if I just, like, hardcore, like, off-stream just played, but I don't know. I'd rather, you know, have a better atmosphere and be a slightly lower rank. I mean, if I can just get back to D4, it'll be good. There's lots of stuff where I'm paying attention, I'm just not doing the right thing. Like, it's not all the stream's fault that I make mistakes. I know what you're suggesting. You're suggesting that I just don't interact with the stream as much. I think there are times where I don't. When I'm focused up on lane. I don't think I'm making a ton of mistakes. Let me... Now, like, when I'm in champ select and stuff like that, maybe there are more games I should dodge. than I do. Let me...
Doubt is the greatest enemy.
I got the hack room. God, the thing is, like, Zyra, like, those types of champs are so bad in the hack room and, like, Jarvan.
I don't think Lulu was the problem.
Yeah.
It really wasn't.
I don't. I mean, I had a good win rate with Lulu also. I'm gonna try like boots and biscuits here instead of revitalize. Those boots are so clutch. I mean, so I think over the last couple of days, the biggest things like that we have control over are, I think we're just get ganked and killed too much off ganks. Like, I just need to be paying. Dude, are we facing the same bullshit again, bot lane?
I could dodge. I have a free dodge.
Well, that may not come down bot. We'll see if they do it or not. We just point blank ask our jungler, are you going to camp bot or not? Okay, it's not. Let me see. Dark Harvest, Dead Man's Janna. Yeah, that's probably not happening. I mean, chat can interfere with climbing, sure. No, it's not just watching something. Like, it's you're reading and you're processing information and you're responding to it. Like, it's not like I've just got like anime going on my second monitor or something in the background. Like, I don't think that, I mean, that'll distract you some, but that's not as much as the chat. Like, you're having to use a lot of your mental power if you're really trying to interact with your chat to have a discussion with them. So, I mean, that's going to take away percentage points for sure. But I don't think that it's all chat. So it hurts, but at the same time, I feel like that's what, like, I don't know. That's just how I like to run my channel. So I think there's definitely a limit there, but
Summoner's Rift.
With ease.
you don't need Aftershock Janna.
30 seconds
It's
until
gonna be fine. We're gonna have plenty of poke. Yep.
As you wish.
No, I don't do that. All I have on my second monitor, I've got Discord, email, the chat, and OBS.
A summoner has disconnected.
There we go.
Minions have spawned.
Eh. Hell yeah. And they're all just sitting in like tri-bush or something. I don't know.
In harmony.
A summoner has reconnected.
Yeah, I know.
Swiftly. I am your darkness. I am your truth. With ease.
Guys, I really don't think like chat had much to do with a lot of these games, though. Honestly, like marginally, but that last game doesn't matter.
Oh. Okay.
Pwned. A triple reju bead, though.
You didn't see that. Okay, respect to the Mundo.
Eh.
Upon the wind. In harmony.
I don't know if Shaco's looking for this.
As you wish.
Yep. Oh no, no. Me?
I need like at least 3 more autos and flash for it.
Breathlessly.
Should I just let you guys get the kill and not even come back?
Yeah, probably. That's alright. Can't count. I think it's pushing. I can't push it fast enough at any rate.
Yeah. Seems to be an XP range.
With ease. Reflects your torment.
I think Jin might wait on some gold for BF. Or just pick it.
In as you wish.
Other supports are good against Hecarim. I mean, Lulu's pretty good. Tanks can be good. You know, like Nautilus.
Jen is especially good.
Yeah.
Swift.
Lulu's pretty good. Yeah, Janna, because she can stop his E, like he has to ult to get through that tornado, and then you also have a shield and a disengage. He's gonna hit me with that. Akram's top.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
I'm just going for the shield max for people wondering over W's. We just don't have enough harass to matter. Like, he's just healing through all of it with his... Probably he's got Ravenous Hunter or something secondary.
What?
What level army should I hire for intervention? It depends. It's going to depend on a lot of different things. In Warhammer. Depends on how rich you are. Depends on how close they are to winning. Depends on whether or not you think they'll be able to defend it.
You wish. The earth reflects your torment. Upon the wind.
Holy sh... I was so close.
Go ult on him.
I've been asked to do so.
Really?
Get it.
Has been slain.
Yeah, I was so close. If you were just like one pixel closer, I could have shielded you and maybe saved you. That's
Yeah,
all
I was
it
just like
came up to.
trying to see if I was gonna be able to live off the auto. I was just trying to cut him into tower.
Yeah.
With ease.
Heck, right there to respond even though we're at tower.
Yeah, I couldn't even get a range to exhaustion. This is my main account, Manberry Pig.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
What's up, Replicant? Yeah, I maybe could have exhausted the Hekra. I couldn't get to him before he got to the vein, but I could have exhausted at the end. I think the Jhin was going to kill me at the very end, but maybe before he killed Shaco, I could have ulted and then exhausted. There were so many things going on in that fight. Like, after I flashed and Vayne died, I tried to refocus on Shaco. It was hard to see sort of what all was going on. Like his clone, and then everyone's just stacked on top of him using all these abilities, and I wasn't sure which cooldowns they had. But yeah, I could have ulted, I could have exhausted earlier for the Shaco. Just to put all my attention on trying to save the Vayne there, and then I lost sight of everything else that was going on. Wow, they didn't get Dragon?
On the wind.
Okay.
An ally has been slain.
I could take Drake now and chase.
Really?
Okay. I'll take it.
Nice.
Super planned out that bait. Good job, bro.
All planned. Down coach.
With ease. As you wish.
Yeah, Janna is really fast, which is a nice, nice perk of her. Well, let's start off hot top. Let's going kind of lukewarm. At least she got several kills off of that, though.
Yeah, it's just Heck. He's putting his pressure top now, trying to get Jace ahead.
Yeah, Josh, no total war tonight. I can't stay on that long, unfortunately. I can maybe do one more game if this one's really fast. I've got like 8 hours of paper grading. Probably closer to 10 hours.
Few minutes on that. I have to bleed, but I don't know how good of a fight we got in the 2v2.
How did he get 4 kills? Got all the
Killed
kills,
me
I guess.
twice, I think.
I did just release an episode today. I can release an episode of, I think I released one Etiquette earlier today. I can't remember. I can release an episode, and I'll release one later tonight / this morning also.
No, why did I walk back?
Whoa. Should have flashed up instead of down. Of course he gets crits on like every single shot. 25%, 100%.
Upon the killing spree.
Yeah, but it's sort of different in the humanities. I mean, like in sciences, you can get, you know, assistants to grade labs and things like that. But it's a bit different with essays.
Breathlessly. As you wish. You've got my back.
Well, I don't fail that many students. Like, if people show up, really, I don't fail them. You can't do that if you expect to keep your job in English. You have to have a really compelling reason. Like, the only way people fail is just they just don't do the work.
Did you expect me not to kill him as a few backs in her face?
In harmony.
I mean, I've talked about this before, but I just pretty much try to make them work. Just get as much critical thinking as I can out of them. Give them, you know, harder assignments than a lot of other English classes, and then I pass them all, pretty much. That's how I justify it. Like, well, they're working harder, so.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Breathlessly.
I mean, I was talking at the beginning of the stream. There's this one girl that like got a B+ on something. I swear to God, a B+. And she was just like lost her mind in class. She thought she was whispering into her friends, but it was like this like super loud, like
As you wish.
and just like everybody heard her, and she was just like nonstop saying, "This is fucking ridiculous. This guy's a clown," you know, that type of stuff. I'm just like, I'm right here. I hear you. Then she called me over to talk about my grade, and I tried to explain it to her. I'm like, well, you didn't cite anything. It's a research essay. I want to say I'm pretty like generous. Like I can tell that you got stuff from sources here, and that you didn't plagiarize it. That those are your words, but like, you gotta have citations. You never mention the audience. Hey, thanks for the sub, Canadian. I appreciate it. God. And then I suspect that she's like been, I don't know if it's her necessarily, but someone on Rate My Professor on mine is just like making up all this malicious stuff about me and like trying to get me fired. And I think it's her over literally a B+. Saying stuff like I sexually harass all the women in my class and things like this. Which is like obviously not true. Like there's no way you could even misconstrue that. I put off such a vibe of like not interested, you know, any prospective ladies that might be into that kind of thing. Cool champ. I guess we killed him at least. Oh, he's hyper fed. It's like the Hecarim's always fed.
Even through heal, and I tried to condemn him, he just ulted.
And he was exhausted. His exhaust may have worn off before he ulted, but yeah, it was...
I guess he might have ignited you, and that's why my heal didn't do as much.
Does he have Ignite? He does have Ignite. Okay, that's pretty troll. Maybe that was it.
Dominating.
I expect to see it on a lot more junglers.
Grade inflation's just massive, and like if you don't have really good reviews, then you're not gonna get hired back most of the time. Especially if you don't have tenure. And guess what the #1 thing is students think about when they're writing reviews? Whether they think the grade's fair or not. And everyone expects to get an A. They're just conditioned out of high school and out of everything else. It's like, if you don't get an A, it's because the teacher hates you. Like, that's basically it. So, I mean, I don't care. Like, it's if the system wants grades to have no value and they just want to hyperinflate everything just to keep their customers, I mean, their students happy at the universities, then that's fine. Like I said, I just try to get them to think and learn as much as I can to help them out professionally, and just whatever their grade is, whatever their grade is.
As you wish.
So yeah, a lot of them probably get higher grades than... Although, I don't know, if grades are relative, yeah, I would say there's definitely inflation though. Like, there's a huge difference in students that have on the high A side and students that have on the low A side. Like, a lot of the low A students should probably be closer to, like B or B+. But you just can't do that in English. Although it's okay to do that in science, you know, chemistry classes can get away with, you know, half the class failing. Everybody expects that. They're like, well, you didn't answer that problem correctly, so. But I really wish they would honestly just make the department and just say, like, you have a limited amount of A's, departmental mandate, you have a limited amount of A's that you can give. The rest of the grades, whatever. But just A's, you can only give 6 A's per semester. It has to be the 6 highest performing students, and they compete for it. Then I think more students would be like, okay, yeah, like, I think I'm an okay writer, but am I better than these other people that are way better? I mean, probably not. So I'm not saying, like, full-on bell curve, but, like, I think they should just at least limit the A's and give out as many, like, B pluses as you want. But they're not going to do that, because there's always, it's like, well, what if every single person in your class, like, it's like a high A person? Well, they're not. As far as grades go, but I don't really care about grades that much to begin with. Get this dragon. Oh, Shaco's splitting. I mean... Well, what the fuck? He still killed you? How? What? What is wrong with that champion? I like exhaust him, push him into the thing with my ult, like heal you all the way up. Still kills you right in front of everybody. I mean, that is part of it. That's part of why they don't do it, Sammy. I'm saying that half in jest, but it's half serious. Like, they don't want really tough standards because, you know, and really, I mean, undergraduate's not really a place of higher learning anymore. It's like the new high school a lot of times, at least in the United States. Like, it is an upgrade from high school, but it's kind of the thing that a lot of people just go to. It's just like a vacation for 4 years where you get prepared to, you know, get a sales job, you know, whereas in the past you didn't have to have a degree for a sales job. You just did sales. But now you just get to pay $40,000 or probably way more than that. What's the average student debt? It's like 70 or something? Is you get to pay like $70,000 for something that a high school diploma used to be able to give you.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
No, absolutely not. I mean, if your grades are way inflated higher than the average for your department, then they might, maybe, but it's unlikely. And that's the standard for most English classes, is pretty high grades.
Care, Shaco's not there. Splitting. Oh, glad you have it then. He was pretty strong too. Nice.
Oof, I thought he was going to heal off of something.
Swiftly.
I'm on my way.
Has destroyed a turret.
Oh.
I would say the average, at least at the universities where I've taught, in like an English 101 or 102 class, is probably A-, B+ or A-. Among non-tenured faculty. Tenured faculty, it might be higher. In like higher level English classes, it's probably even higher than that. I know in grad school, it's like everybody gets an A. In like English grad school, like you have to really screw up. I think there were a couple of times where I think I got like maybe 2 A- or something. But I deserved them in those classes.
In harmony.
I was pretty lazy in them, and there was like 1 or 2 where the like professor just really hated me in this one class. But it depends on if we're talking about like if we're throwing out the lowest, because like there are going to be people that fail, you know. There's probably going to be like 20% of the class or something that fails, maybe not that high, but if you take that number into account, okay, these people got a 0 or an F, then how is that going to drag it down? Then yeah, the class average might be like a C if we include all the Fs. But if you throw out the Fs, then it's probably something like B+. Is maxing W on Janna? It depends on the lane. I knew we were probably going to lose our lane pretty hard, so I just went for shield max. I think it's a lot harder to W max after those recent nerfs to shield. Like, it just feels like your shield is completely worthless. I wouldn't fully max W. You can get 3 points of W in laning phase, but
Breathlessly.
You definitely need your shield max by, you know, level 9 or level 10. But if you have like a dominant lane and you need some extra damage, then W, you know, 3 points of W can in the laning phase can be good. For a lot of champions, like they'll have a laning skill that they do, and then they'll have a like a team fight and mid game skill that they do. Oftentimes.
Swiftly.
At least we're actually getting every objective in the game.
It's weird. We're doing it.
Breathlessly.
I don't think it's exactly a coin toss. I mean, there are things that I could have done. There are always ways you can improve. But you're never going to hear me say that it's all just luck over a long period of time. Yeah, I mean, jungler does matter a lot right now. Jungler always matters. But it's like, particularly if people are doing very risky things, then jungler matters. Like if people are taking these like all-in lanes. Well, that's so OP right now. Yeah, I mean, in the short term, it can feel like that. Is this the first game of the day? No, we've played several. I think we're 1 and 2. If we win this, we'd be 2 and 2. I think this will probably have to be my last game, unfortunately. Like, I really want to play more, but I've got a lot of grading to do, and I really need to have it done by tomorrow, because they're writing their evals, and I want them to know, like, what their grade is on this last big project before they write their evals. Typing up a novel over there.
Telling his team what to do and trying not to die.
Right. But this will be my last big day of grading, so then I might be able to potentially even run some longer hours, maybe some nights. We'll see.
I think that's 1-1.
Are we 2 and it might be, yeah, maybe we're 1 and 1. We're either 2 and 1 or 1 and 1. I don't remember how many I played before we played. But we're overall on the night, we're 2 and 2, so that's fine. I'll take it.
Better
Yeah.
than 0-3 or whatever we went last night. So.
Yeah. Oh, we're like 0 and 6 or so. I don't know. We lost a hell of a lot of games, but we won our first one. We won 8. might have won 2 games in there. I don't remember. But yeah, that was kind of a catastrophe, but it happens. I mean, the week, but like within the last month, I know I've gone like 0-9 or 0-10 on a streak, so it just happens whether you're duoing or not sometimes. You support me, Rengar's cousin? I'm not sure. I think that's about where we started. But I can't remember. Yeah, that's right, because we had 2 dodges also, so we would have been minus 13. New support does look cute.
Is it just one more win for your promos? How much are you getting per win, per loss?
20. So I'm probably going to be...
20 and like 19 or 20 and 10?
I think I gain 20 most of the time, and I think I lose like 16 for some reason. It still is giving me that. But yeah, so I'm going to be at 99 LP probably if I win this next one.
Well, at least that tells you you have normal MMR, so that's a good thing.
That's true. Yeah. And then this will give me some freedom, you know, tomorrow. If I could even dodge twice and probably get there in 2 games. So we'll
Nothing
see.
like winning your first game tomorrow, get to 99 LP, and just have to queue again for that one single LP.
This is why I wish that they had the off roll or whatever, because then you could splash in there. Like I could, you know, play a game as AD carry or something, and then if I win, cool, I get 3 LP. If I lose, I only lose 3 LP, and so then I would have a chance of getting back in there. But
Yeah.
a bunch of cheesers just had to abuse the system and get it taken away. There's always somebody.
I honestly felt like, I don't know if it was just me or if the games felt easier, because I heard there was like gold players and masters just because of the inflated MMR. I don't know if that was actually true.
I don't know if it was that extreme. Maybe. I mean, there was something that was weird like that where you'd have like we had someone, I'm pretty sure we had someone that was literally bronze in a plat game
Oh my god.
at one point, and it was
If he wins, he goes up like a whole division. He'll just go from bronze to gold or like silver or something.
probably something like that.
Like that is crazy.
All right, man. Well, good games. I should be able to play some more over the next few days for sure. I just got to lock down and put on a huge pot of coffee tonight and crank this out.
All right, man.
So-
Hopefully we don't get cheesed by Talia Pantheon again.
Hopefully not. I'm going to have to research it. I'll have to figure out the counter pick. I think if I play a tank, maybe, like... I think so much of it just relies on the jungler. Like, that's such an unsafe lane. If the jungler comes down, we slaughter them. If they don't, it's a problem. Although the double semi-global is really pretty frustrating, where Talia can wall in and then Pantheon jumps in.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think we had like a good comp against it. Sever, I forgot what you played. I think Lulu, yeah.
I think, yeah.
So I think that was fine. It's just because I was watching the game as well from Faker's point of view. That he was commentating, and it looked like Jarvan was just sitting on red side just to get over to the tower, because they usually just stay at their tower as like the ADC and bot or the support.
Yeah.
And they would just get shoved in and let Jarvan just come in, CC one of them, and they would just jump on one target.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all they were doing.
Yeah, I think that's what you have to have a jungler to help you out with that lane probably. But
It's just like too easy to abuse the bot lane, because we were playing pretty safe, and under tower we were just getting popped. So
that's right. All right, man. Well, good games. I'll catch you around sometime soon.
all right, man, take care.
See ya. All right, and that's going to be it for the stream as well. What makes Riven so good? I mean, she works really well with Conquer. There aren't tanks top lane, really. So, I mean, that's, she's historically pretty weak to tanks because she doesn't have any percentage damage normally in her kit. Like, she doesn't have true damage in her kit. She doesn't have, like, percentage max health damage like a Fiora or like a Camille. And so she has a really hard time against tanks. But since there are no tanks top, since it's all fighters, and she has Conquer to help her out, which she triggers really well, then she can snowball very hard off of that. If you're good on her, she's still very hard to play correctly. But yeah, Riven is in one of the better states that she has been in a while. I think she got some buffs at some point. She gets like Spear of Sojin, doesn't she? Or not? I don't remember. But I think the itemization changes helped her out a little bit. I know that Conquer definitely is good for her. yeah, a lot of people are going the Spear of Sojin, which is very nice. It allows you to just have all of your cooldowns up all the time. Some people are taking her in jungle even. I don't know about that. Maybe. Yeah, a lot of people are rushing the Spear of Sojin, though, on her. So I think that's kind of a new technology that's made her really strong. Viper seems to get it a lot in Death's Dance. Yeah, so I think that's part of it. It's just like she's really good with the runes that are popular right now. She doesn't have to play against tanks, so she gets good matchups. And then she synergizes really well with this relatively new item in Death's Dance. Yeah. Anyways, that's going to be it. Thank y'all very much. Sorry for the short stream, but we will be back tomorrow around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I should be done with almost all of my semester stuff. Oh, Mittens. I think it's a cute champ. I didn't want to talk too much because some people said they didn't want any spoilers whatsoever earlier. And so I was trying to respect that. But, I mean, yeah, it's a cat champ. But I'm not going to speculate on what the skills look. I mean, you can see their icons if you want to look it up. You can just type in, like, new champion League of Legends or whatever. But yeah, if you check that out, you know, obviously when they put it on the PBE, I'll make a video about it. I'll talk about it. So, anyways, that's going to be it. Thank y'all very much. As always, I really appreciate it, and we'll see everybody next time. Have a great night.